Sounds good. Have a good day. Freezer.
What's the message at this late stage of the week here? What do you tell your team? Most of the hay is in the barn, so what's left?
Yeah, well, they've heard it all, so there's nothing left to say. Leave them alone. You know, they'll go about their business. They'll hang out with each other. They'll say the stuff they need to say.
It was quite a journey to get here, a different kind of journey. What can you guys lean on this year that you maybe didn't have to lean on other years? Draw from?
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously some negative experiences in the first part of the season. But I think even in the games we won in the latter half of the season, there was obviously ebbs and flows in each of those games that you learn from and you come back from. So, yeah, I don't think it was anything. I don't think there's really any lessons that were different than in other years. You know.
Adversity always teaches you something, right?
Yeah, and we've had our share of it, even though the records may not look like it. I think if you looked at a bunch of games in the last pile of years, you'd find spots where, you know, we had to stay focused and gut something out.
Mike, when you assess the mood of your team and the work of your team, how comfortable do you feel about what the guys have put in this week?
Yeah, I always like what they do. I don't know that as a coach that gives you comfort. You know, still got to go out and play the game. Full confidence in them, but I don't know that you ever, till that final whistle goes. You know, I like our team. I like what they did. I like how they, you know, how they handled the week. I like the way they practiced, but I generally do.
When you look at BC plays, you have a bit more, I know you're a detailed guy, you have a bit more control of the environment. How does that change things for you guys when it's not outside and you don't have to wonder if it's going to be -14 tomorrow or if it's going to be flurries? How does that consistency of the environment change how you do things?
Yeah, I think the main thing is you're not spending hours racking your brain over the coin toss. You know? Some games, we've had a number in the last bunch of years that were coin flip games, you know.
What do you do on the eve of Grey Cup week? Are you studying still, or is there more things or more edges you're trying to find?
Yeah, I'll watch some film for sure. I'll read some stuff that I've written down. Like I'll go through my notes from the practice days. Sleep. Yep, sleep's important. I mean, I think for coaches that are, you know, grinding so hard in the first part of the week, they need their sleep to, once again, to notice all the little details and be creative and think clearly.
Brady is not new to the spotlight. I think he's comfortable in that spotlight. That's sometimes against the grain of this team a bit. You know, the big, boring Bombers who kind of say the one thing and just kind of get to business. But if you look at his week here, I mean, it's celebrated all over the place, and he seems to hit all the right notes when he does it. He looks real, not just comfortable, but he looks like he thrives in that. And I'm just wondering, you know, there was a time this year where I think he felt like he was on eggshells or didn't know if he could speak up or kind of, you know, didn't really know his place as far as, you know, still being a young guy, but then being an older guy. I'm wondering when you look at his maturity this year, if you've seen him make those steps as he continues to kind of, you know, grow and be a household name.
Yeah, a bunch of them. I really like where Brady's at. I mean, we've always loved the way he played, right? He is a hard-nosed football player, and we love that style. And I really think after a few disappointments, he's just laser focused on the thing that matters most, right?
Thanks, John. E.T., go ahead.
Mike, as a coaching staff, is there any hesitancy in bringing a guy on the roster for his debut in the Grey Cup? Like Kyle Sampson's first CFL game will be Sunday.
He's been practicing with us for the whole year. We drafted him because we liked the way he played. I wouldn't say you're hesitant. I mean, this is the way the roster was going to work out, and we know he's a good football player.
Can you just tell folks what you've seen from Kyle during the season that makes you know, hey, he's a good football player?
Yeah, in practice, he's more often right than not. He's strong. He plays with good leverage. He's quick. All the things we saw when we drafted him. Just hasn't been given the opportunity to do it, to show it, right? So there's players on our team that we just unfortunately, haven't given them the opportunities, not because they're not good enough, as we talk about all the time for years on end. If they're in our building, they're going to help us win football games. And sometimes that looks like a different role for guys. If you would see some of the guys on our PR work on a daily basis, and you do, there's some guys that just, the pedals down, either floored, giving it gas all day long just to make guys around them better and to try and get an opportunity. And sometimes it doesn't happen, unfortunately, but they're no less valuable to our team.
As a staff, being that you've been to many Grey Cups, are you better at handling the week leading up to the game than you were, say, back in 2019?
Yeah, I think that would be easy to say that. Yep. Certainly understand what's coming, but I still think there's a time crunch at the beginning of the week. There's still a lot of, busyness that creeps in, but they know how to handle it, and they prepare well. They prepare extremely well.
Just, I don't know if you have any reaction to this. I was with a coach last night who said the Jake Paul-Mike Tyson fight is perfect because you knew exactly where the players would be last night.
Yeah, we generally know where our guys are all the time.
Nothing further for Coach?
I have one question.
All right, Bruce, to finish this off.
If this being your fifth straight, do you think you carry the losses more around as a team, even though the team changes, things like that, or the wins, or is it?
I've said this several times earlier in the week too. It's unfortunate. It shouldn't be this way. I don't know that there's many people in sport, no matter what the sport, that have figured it out. If they have, they can call me and let me know how to figure it out, how to solve it myself. But yeah, the magnitude of a loss seems to trump the magnitude of joy
Always,
of
right?
wins. Yeah. And if I want to spin it positively, that's what gets us here, maybe.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach.